Hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Let's get started on some stuff. Okay, so I already technically did this and I feel kind of bad. So I'm gonna go grab this. And we're going to save this out as a different document. And I know that he gave me some critique on this and I saw it, but to be honest, need to think about it. I get the critique, but I guess there might be some local value things that I'll change, but not by much. Okay, so what is this? It's about 35. Do this too. I think I need to go either a little bit lighter or a little bit darker because I'm losing this in the I gotta make sure I don't lose this thing in the bushes. So I'm looking at my thumbnail constantly to try and make sure I don't do that, but I think we're doing okay. Sorry for construction noises, they are still doing construction outside. Because then if I were to drag this over, that becomes kind of a dark wood like that, and yeah, I want it to be dark. So this is how this should be. My throat's all tired. Okay. So now the other question is, what do I do with these bushes? Hi, Jess. I'm doing okay. I think I'm finally almost over my cold, which is great. So I'm feeling a lot better today. So that's happening. It's happening. I'm eating a toaster scramble, which I realized growing up, I had always assumed that they were called toaster scramblers because I think my mom can't read. And I only just recently learned that they're called toaster scrambles, not toaster scramblers, and I'm fucking confused. But damn, they're good. I like the bacon ones, and I don't know where the bacon is. I can never find them. And thank you. We're tweaking some of the values because my teacher gave me some feedback, which is great. So I'm going through and double checking things. Because I want to make sure that this is about the same value too, or well, this is at a 40. I want to make sure that these local values make sense. I love learning that my parents just made up names. Yeah, like legit, I think it was because my mom glanced at the box one time and then was like, oh, that makes sense, and then just didn't ever think about it ever again. Okay, so now here's the problem. We're gonna raise the value of certain things here. This is gonna look like shit for 15 seconds. Yeah, thankfully I did my local value when we worked on this last time. And then now he wants me to do local value this time, which is great. So I'm like, hey, look at that, I already did it. And so what this does is it allows me to actually just correct my local value that he critiqued last time instead of having to start from scratch, which is awesome. So this is gonna take me significantly less time, which I'm very excited about, so. But hopefully you're doing well. I hope you're having a great day. We're going to be doing this today and then working on, I think, local light. I don't know what they mean by that, but we're going to find out. I'm kind of just like winging these assignments and flying by the seat of my pants here. Okay, so now everything looks like it's the same value, which is not great. So this is where we have to go in and change some of the values for the I'm gonna change the, well, I don't want to change the value on the tree over there necessarily. I gotta change the values on the bushes now. So if I were to grab, well, let me grab this. So we'll go like this. Let me get these dots here because this will help. Because the goal is going to be to clearly see the things that I want the viewer to see in these pieces. And really the most important thing is the shroomies, the gazebo, and the box. So the box is going to have the darkest local value on it. And actually, I think I'm probably going to lighten the local value on these rocks here. Because even though it's like nice and realistic, it doesn't help pull the viewer to the gazebo, which is not what we want. We want the box to be the focal point. So I'm gonna need to pull like that. Hi, Sheen. I hope you're doing great. Oh, yeah, nice. Croissant sandwich. That sounds delicious. Yeah, I'm just having breakfast right now. Vibin'. But doing pretty good. Chugging along on this homework. Slowly not feeling as sick as I was a couple days ago, so that is a major improvement. We're implementing some of the critique that my teacher gave me. And already I see where he's going. I get it, but I'm gonna need him to chill. Okay, so already that brings the attention back into here. But let me see what we got. I'm gonna drag this over into like green. So welcome, we're in Bushtown. So this makes this bush look like that, and I really would like the bushes to be darker anyway. So we're gonna stick, that's a gray value of 30. Oh, but then that makes it, what happens if we do gray value 20? This becomes as dark as the box. Yeah. Son of a gun. Let me see what this looks like. I'm currently battling with local values. I want them to look a specific way, because I don't want everything to look exactly the same all up next to each other, because otherwise it's like the color, yes, color can help certain things stand out, but like it's not gonna help enough. So I have to make sure that I really hammer down these values so that nothing looks like it's all blurring together. And like, maybe there are some bushes that are darker than others. I can only just assume, like, what, oh, well, I don't want to make that one bush darker. I'm gonna see how this looks, and if I don't like this and the box just gets lost, I don't want it. And I'm gonna have to go with just the ever so slightly darker value instead. So let me paint the bottom of the bush and we'll see what happens here. Now the box gets lost. That's what I thought was gonna happen. Never mind. So we're gonna stick with this. The grass is gonna remain a lighter tone, I think. And I think it's not so bad blurring together with this gazebo, if only because the little white railing really helps separate it, I think. So I think we're okay. So yeah, this is hard, but that's okay. Not that bad. Adjusting values is like the least scary thing that I have to do on the day-to-day. Definitely not afraid. Could be much worse than this. So we are just vibing. You know what? Am I crazy? No, I'm not. No, that's actually better. Hold on, I'm full of lies. You ever just full of lies? It's me. I'm full of lies. I was the liar the whole time. Okay, slowly but surely moving these around. Hopefully he'll like this time. His critique was valid though. I'm not even mad about it. Yeah, and then I'm gonna go in with this bad boy. question is going to be... I think I'm going to change some stuff up about this over on this side too. We're going to move some of these values around as well. I think I'm going to darken the wood on the tree, because now the tree is like really, really bright, and I don't like that. I'm consistently checking my thumbnail to make sure that everything looks good, and I think that the tree is too bright. But we are slowly figuring it out. Oop, that live music is having trouble. Are you okay? Are you okay? Lo-fi girl, you good? Hello? Hold on, to reload some music.
So what if phone flipping, barbering, and teaching kung fu have in common?
Shush. Oh, it is just like really having issues. Yeah, okay. I wonder if the other radios have less or more issues. Yeah, sounds like this one's not having problems, so I'll just switch over to this one. Weird. I like spooky radio. Also, I realize whoa, that's not what I wanted. Okay, this is gonna look kind of ugly for a second. I gotta clean it up. Realized these were not the same color for whatever reason. I don't know what I was doing, but that was not right. Yeah. And now I'm kind of curious. I know this looks bad, it looks bad, it looks bad. Okay. Clean it up, fix it up. Hey, Kraken, what's going on? The art is arting. Okay, I decided I am making a decision right now that I do not like. I do not like this Sam I Am. I do not like green eggs in him. Too dark. This is better though. It is slowly happening. We're getting through this homework. I'm applying critique that my teacher gave me, and changing up some of these values so that way things look a little bit better. I also need to work on going in with my line art a little bit and cleaning up this tree so it has some form. He wanted me to clean up that line art a little bit, which I can definitely do. It's not really that big of a problem. But yeah, we're just fixing all the local values so that everything looks cohesive. It's tough. I might bring this up even just a little bit more, because now it's just like all the same color almost. Let me see if this was like 10% lighter, what does that look like? Better, that's what. Yeah, so how are you? Hopefully you're doing great. Just vibing in here, eating some breakfast. Had to stop listening to the Halloweeny radio because it broke. I don't know if I'm looking forward to work any today. Nice. But sometimes it's good to take a break, though. In the process of adding to the first chapter, that's good. I am answering the question that you had about that this week on TikTok, Sheen. And something to keep in mind that a good target word count is around, if you're writing for adults, it should be around 1,200 words. So 1200. If that gives you any idea of how much you should be kind of aiming for, because otherwise any less than that will feel like there's not enough information. So that should be a good target. And the first draft doesn't have to be perfect. You know, you can always come back and add those things later. But getting your ideas down in that first pass is always good, and then coming back and adding to it later is a valid strategy. I always find I have the opposite problem where I write too much and then I have to cut down. I need to think about this. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, much better. So now I'm gonna throw in just a little bit of darkness here. But we're gonna use a dirt brush to do so. It's not dirt enough. I need dirt. Give me some dirt. Where? There's some dirt. I'm gonna do this on another layer actually so that I don't end up, I can erase if I need to. There we go. That makes this look a little bit like varied in texture, so that way I'm not like just using only certain textures here. Yeah, nice. Okay, so now I need to erase this out of here. Goodbye. See you later. Nice. Okay, so then that's gonna be my value pass, I think. Because is that all I was supposed to do? I feel like use the techniques and concepts covered in this module and add local value arrangement. Okay, I guess that's it, so. And actually, let me really quickly clean up the edge. Yeah, I'm also releasing a video this week talking about how long your book should be as well. Depending on the genre that you are writing. So I cover different age ranges and also different genres, but I have a blog post on that one on how long your book should be. If I gave more of a damn about writing blog posts, I'd have more blog posts on my website, but like, I am lazy. There we go, better. had a sudden burst of inspiration to do makeup. Oh, very nice. I love it when that happens. You're like, it's time to feel beautiful. I dig it, though. That is very, very, very nice. You'll have to send a selfie or a general vibe, if you feel comfortable, into the Discord so we can all see your gorgeous work. Hi, Ava. I'm doing okay. I'm not feeling as sick, so I will take that as an improvement in general. I'm glad that you find that the advice that I share to the shorts is helpful. Because I realize the problem that the internet has is that, like, there is so much information everywhere. Nobody really talks about, like, one thing at a time. And it can be really difficult to find appropriate information. Like, for example, if I were to sit down and write a romance novel, like a romantasy, say, for example, it would be impossible for me to find a guide in one place to be like, okay, what's the word count I need for chapters? What's the general word count I need for this novel? And how should the novel be broken up in terms of plot point? What do I need to do to make it a successful romance book? Because as much as, like, I think you'd want it to not have to be a formula, for certain things like romance, you have to have it be a formula, right? And I would never be able to, like, find that info, you know? Like, and that's lame. That's lame. So my goal is to try and, like, answer as many questions as possible. And then also let people know that, like, if they need help, you know, like, obviously you can always hire me for services, and that includes, like, editing your work, or even just sitting down for an hour to talk about the project. I can look at the project and go, okay, this is where it needs help, this is what you should do next, you know what I mean, those kinds of things. But I don't like to gatekeep that much information behind a paywall. There are certain things that I probably wouldn't tell people how to do, or I would just go over very briefly, because it's stuff that I've learned, and that's a service that I provide. But otherwise, like, we shouldn't be gatekeeping information from each other. That's lame. I never know what to write for actual blog posts. Yeah, I think for me it works out because it's like I can write educational content because that's what I am at that point. I'm a professional giving educational advice. But for, like, a regular author, I'm like, what the fuck are you guys supposed to write? Like, I'm so sorry. Oh, yes, the energy drink touched you. It's in your veins. How does it feel to be alive? Speaking of that, I should probably take my Ollie supplements. Oh no, I only got 2 more days of Ollies. That's okay, it'll get me through today and then I can get more. I'm using the power of these laser-focused Ollie supplements to combat my ADHD, and it's working. I didn't expect it to work, and honestly, somehow it did. Incredible. Okay, so let me upload this homework. Okay, let me get this in here. Oh yeah, it looks a lot better. It looks better. I have no idea because I'm not qualified in any way to give advice. I need the advice. Last full blog post I wrote was Herkiad reading update. Oh yeah, that's actually not bad. Yeah, it's tough because I think what I've learned, and this was really difficult for me to learn about creating content, is that if you're gonna make content and you want to be a content creator, right, and this only applies to if you want to be a content creator, right? Like, if you're just making content because it's something that you enjoy, you by no means have to like follow any of this advice, because your goal ultimately is different than somebody who is trying to effectively make a living making book reviews, right? So like if you wanted to, for example, decide like, yeah, I want to be a book influencer, I want to be a booktuber, a book talker, this is what I want to do, you have to figure out effectively like what value do you add to the community, and how do you, I guess, like, at this point, add to the conversation, right? Because, like, for me as an educator, I add to the conversation by talking about things that help people learn, right? Which is great. So as a booktuber or a book talker, that would be the question you'd have to ask yourself, is what do I add to the conversation? What kind of take do I have that is different than other people? And like, for example, you could choose to be like, well, I'm only going to review indie titles, for example. And you could make it a goal to be able to put out a solid book review like once a month or more, you know, depending on how much you read, you know, things like that. But it's like, yeah, you're right, though. It is a very difficult thing to like think about. It's like, what adds value to that kind of a conversation? Also, her kid's kicking my ass. I knew it would. It's gotten me to read more than I was. But yeah, it's beating me up. Speaking of her kid. And thank you. I'm glad you like the mushrooms. I think everything is more balanced now, so we'll see if he likes it more. Her kid, emotionally abused me and my family. I have 4 days to read a new release in September, and I am so scared. Apply the local value arrangement you created to your composition drawing. Oh, I see. Okay, so then now we're going to open up... Okay. So then we're going to open up this one. Hold on, let me figure out. Wait. Oh, is that the assignment, though? That was it, right? Yeah, it is. I'm going to open this up. Okay, so now we're open this. Once local values have been applied, establish a simple primary dominant light source reinforcing your focal point. Okay, great. So now. Oh, is this just the... How did this happen to me? Okay, I don't know what happened here. So let me save this out as a different... This is 4-2. They had a weird naming convention for just that one assignment, I guess. Oh, fantastic. Which book did you get through? I'll read again eventually. You're like, oh, my buddy. I'm gonna probably try and tackle Hisfakak, I think, for that 500-page book. I have to do it on a holiday. I love that little concept. I want to be small and wander among the mushrooms. So that's my dream job. You do not want to be in here, Jess. You do not. This is actually an environment from Brady Von Altus and the Changeling Children, and it is Fairy King Maze. And it is a bad place to be. It's the upside down. We don't like it. Okay, so let me fix this. I had a colleague. I almost said coworker. It feels like a coworker at this point. He was talking about how the perspective of this feels a little bit wonk, so let me tweak the perspective on this and see if I can... Oh my god. See if I can tweak it. But yeah, these big old mushrooms are like the only light source in this entire area, besides maybe like the moon. Brady and Kara are not having a good time in here. That's okay. Let me see now. Alright, so now... Let me get this going in here. Let me see. I don't know if it was this was the issue. I think it was. Yeah, it was. It was. It didn't need that much tweaking. Pucking Sweet by Emily... Oh, Emily Rath. Yeah, wow. Okay. Yeah, interesting. It was a lot of smut. Yeah, true. Yeah, I've seen that book pop up on a lot of people's, like, TikTok lists. I'm surprised Q hasn't done a "Is it good or are you just horny?" review for that one specifically. It was cute, 4 out of 5, maybe 3.5 rounded up. Okay, so not bad though, and that's good. That's good. So like that's you know, that's all we can really ask for, right? Is it's like that it's not bad. I respect the people who can write erotica. I have not read any of it, so I'm gonna have to start reading more books like that before I start to pitch more smut-based literature to Wattpad, because it's not something that I write, and so this is definitely like an example of an author writing something for money, not because they do it normally. So it's an interesting place to be in. Today I gotta get through Swallow Hard. It's just horny. I can't. That's so funny. Yeah, and I don't know if I'd ever be able to make my books just that, you know, where it's like, that's all the content is it's just spicy. Because I feel like I need some kind of plot. No, sir, that's my toaster scramble. Tatsu's like, my, that's a mighty tasty looking toaster scramble you got there. I'm like, don't do that. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take local values from here. And I'm gonna lay it in. Oh my gosh, sir, that was a big stretch. Oh, that means that I need to probably finish my milk, because guaranteed he's going to come up onto this desk and want to drink all my milk. And then he's going to punch a cup onto the floor, and it's going to be awkward. Oh my god, sir, sorry, you almost fell. The chair spins. It's okay. Yeah, accidental pregnancy tropes are wild. And it's tough, because I think you can pull it off sometimes well. You know, like, I think... Because it's a real thing that real people deal with, you know? But there's gotta be a way to make it less creepy. I don't always have high standards. I love it. And that's okay. We're here for it. That is not right. I still need to finish Changeling Children. Yeah, totally. It's my favorite one, personally. I recognize it's also the most heavy. It's like the saddest of all of them, I think, truly, but I really like it a lot. I think Brady does a good job in that book. You're very close from being, with being done with the whole series now, too. And then you get a gold star sticker from me. Let's see, this one wasn't because I felt like it was just there. I gotcha. And the main character, or that was the main falling out of the 3 characters. Interesting, yeah, weird. You're like, that took a turn, and it was not a good one. That certainly was a thing that happened. I always find it tough, and like, this is where like the kind of realization that I've been coming to, where a lot of my storytelling, because my favorite media is games. So a lot of the stuff that I consume is like single-player action RPGs or RPGs just in general. I really like action RPGs like Baldur's Gate, but I do like other like RPGs, but it's that's where I like to analyze story and script writing. And so I feel weird because I constantly like read a bunch of like, or I technically like consume a bunch of story content through games, but reading is really difficult for me. I do have to sit down today though. I'm gonna try and like sit and get through An Oath Broken is the book that I'm gonna read, and it's an indie release from the author Carolina Hernandez. She's I think a Mexican author, but it's her like debut book. I don't know anything about her, so we're gonna see. It's kind of why I stopped reading the series for a minute, because I was so close to being done and I binged it so fast. You were the lightning. You were Lightning McQueen. Oh, you can, Jess, you can talk all you want. Let me tell you about how if I was just sitting here not talking, I'd be bored as fuck. So it's very helpful actually to my productivity to be able to vibe and enjoy conversation. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have any idea what it's about. It's got a magic system. I know it's a fantasy. I don't know if it's a dark fantasy. I don't think so. It doesn't seem like it from the description. This cat, I think, just tooted on me. No, maybe not. Maybe you're just stinky. No, never mind. You didn't toot. I'm sorry. I blamed you. I blamed you and you didn't even toot. That was my bad. But yeah, we'll see. I know nothing about it. I kind of like to go into books blind because I like the surprise. Hi, Q. How are you? I hope you're doing okay today. I hope things are not crazy at work, if you are at work. Work is for the weak. Just kidding. That's what I get to do right after this. I get to go and stare at a spreadsheet with a bunch of weird CEOs on it for 4 hours. I am not very excited about it. Okay, slowly but surely. This is actually, honestly, because I had so much of this work done before, I feel like I did this so much better. I'm literally gonna throw up, y'all. I'm like waiting to get an email back from a video game company in New Zealand to work as a narrative designer for them. And I swear to God, it's been like 2 days since they emailed me and said that they got my application, and I know that they're not going to like respond to my application that fast. You know, like nobody does that. But I'm like, please. Oh, whoops. This is on the wrong layer. I'm like, I just want to know if I got a job. Pretty please. I just want to know. I want to know. Can you show me? I want to know if I can go work for you. Like, legit. Take me. Mr. Man, I love how you have to hang out and be a part of the conversation, but he doesn't want to be on my lap, so he just sits on my desk and, like, falls asleep sitting up. I'm like, are you good? I had a phone screening the other day for something I thought could have been a decent job. And they, oh my god. They wanted me to go... Oh, wait. They wanted me to go all the way to Santa Clara. Did you just say steal AT&T phones in a Costco? Oh, or do you mean sell? Okay, my brain read that as steal AT&T phones in a Costco. And I was like, that is such a specific request. They're like, look, we know you thought that we were hiring you for a job, but now we need you to be a bandito. But honestly, that is one, so far, and then two, that does not sound like a fun job. Not the worst. I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. I want these people in New Zealand to contact me real bad. Sell. Because that would be funny as hell, though, wouldn't it? If you were just like, oh, I'm super excited for this job interview. And then you get the job interview, and then they're like, hello, yes, we would like you to steal. And you're like, this is illegal. This cat is purring so hard right now. He's like just sitting on my desk, listening to me talk, and he's just sitting there purring. Yeah, they're like, guess you better move to Santa Clara. Heist sounds better than what was offered. I can't. I'd read that book. Yeah, I accidentally got hired to steal some phones. Did you mean what happened to Rollo von Altus in Moscow on a field trip in the year of 1986? Legit, he was there on like a foreign exchange student trip to the USSR, and they were doing like a work study program, and so you had to go and get a job, and then it turned out that like the job was a front for the mob, and that's how that happened to him. The end. But seriously though, somebody better get on writing Costco Heist, because I really would read it. I'm gonna work from back to front here. To be honest, watch this. I have 50 pinned emails to get through today, plus invoices to charge and make, and I just want to do create-a-thon stuff instead of sleep. Oh, yeah, gross. Ew, work is you. Ew, that's all I gotta say. This cat loves watching me work on my laptop or on my computer. He'll like turn around and watch. He gets so excited. Watching me color is his favorite. I've never had a cat do that. Fat Alice did not give a shit. She did not care. I am extra ultra tired. I wish I had more time to sleep. Oh, good. I'm glad somebody was like, here, I'll take it. You're like, good, yeet. Get out of here. Get out of here. Yes, sounds like a plan. I am really bad at cord management, but you know who is really, really good at cord management? It's Jace. Mr. Man, you can't stand in front of that monitor that I need to see. Mr. Guy, you make this so hard. You're so cute, but please don't sit on my mouse. Why do you try and cram your little butt into, like, really unreasonable places? You're so weird. I wish you guys could see this cat. Like, he is now hunched over, like, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And he's like a little gargoyle. He's like... And he's just breathing really heavily. So I'm working on... this is art school homework. We're working on local values and lighting for our environment drawing. So I'm currently drawing the fairy maze from Changeling Children. And was that a bush? Oh, I see. I misread my own lines. I understand what's going on. Yeah, so we're doing slowly but surely. This will accumulate eventually into an environmental painting. So right now, establishing local values. I'm basing this drawing off of an isometric drawing that I did, so I can see what things look like from above and how they work. And this is kind of what we got going on right now. I really should check to see if my teacher left me critique on my other stuff, because particularly I really could use critique for this. So I might wait to submit this until later on. Like, I'll keep working on it. But, oh, bud. I think my cat wants his 11sies. Yep, that's what he's telling me. Okay, let me see if I got a critique on my last thing yet. Graded coursework. It is only Thursday. Oh shit, he did. He critiqued it at 10:30 this morning. Okay, so I'm gonna go feed this cat really quick. I'll be right back. And then before I get too much further into this, I'm gonna listen to the critique that my teacher gave to me, and I will be right back. Okay, I return. He has been fed. Okay, let me open this really quick. I'm hoping I'm not the first one.
All right, so let's go ahead
Shush! I don't need to hear him critique other people's work.
and get started with
Okay,
this week's homework assignment.
No, why? Okay, so I'm gonna mute this and let it play through the other guys while I continue to color. Because I don't need to listen to this other dude's critique. That's silly. He's talking about the guy's spaceship. Yep. So somehow this could be like way worse. I'm curious to see what he has to say about my thing. He hasn't really given me any letter grades on anything, so I don't know how I'm actually doing in this class, which is kind of frustrating. That's like the biggest issue that I have with these asynchronous courses, is that we're kind of at the whim of the professor, versus the weird synchronous Zoom class that I did actually felt like normal people class. I wish that I didn't have to sit in the class at a specific time slot, but honestly, of all the classes that I could have taken that had to be synchronous, that was the best one I could have taken. So effectively, we're just gonna slowly go in. And get these bushes in here. Then once I do this, I gotta add in the lighting. Which should be relatively easy. Oh damn, this guy actually critiques super fast. He actually posted this critique yesterday, which is wild. That's so zippy. I've had some classes at this school where it's like you're waiting for the critique to happen, and it's like several days before they get to it, and it's like, okay, I need to do my homework. Please help me. Actually just gonna draw through that and then clean it up later. I'm glad that we had the little isometric drawing. This definitely helps. Oh, it's me. Okay, hold on. Huh. Hold on. Okay, hold on. We're gonna listen to this critique. Let me pause this. Shush. 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 Okay. Unmute.
This is cool. I like the little element of this being broken. I guess my question is like the story here. I know there's like a chest on the side. It has like treasure in it. And I wonder if that's like a compelling narrative. And I also kind of want to zoom it out where it's like, if I did this and then I expand on this information where it's like, this is not so close to the bottom of the frame.
Okay, so that's good information to know, because I might need to do exactly as he's saying and expand this line art here, which is okay. And actually, he's right.
Because then that allows us to give more, like, we could have these pathways and stuff that lead up to...
These critiques are important. So I'm going to slow my roll here for just a second. this is what we do. We say image, canvas size,
Same.
and we're going
Trying
to
avoid adding the same shape everywhere.
relative, we're going to add 2 inches onto each side.
Right, and then
Or no, maybe 4 inches.
also too, like I don't know if this is supposed to be night, but if it's not, I would flip this value where
Oh yeah, no, it's nighttime. He knew.
lighter.
Actually, I'm gonna go 6.
This I would
Nope, too
typically
much.
Make this darker. Maybe even darker than
Nope.
that. And then that way we can take this and start to do some leading. Right? Maybe this like thing is lined with bushes. Yeah. So like again, my question is like, what's the deal with the treasure and like why? Sorry if I can't remember, but I don't know the context for like why the treasure needs to be here. Like narrative, like in this particular image, it's not helping the composition. And it's not like telling me a very clear story. Like typically, when you're doing an image, you want the narrative to be so clear that like somebody who's never seen your pitch or your story can understand what it is that you're trying to say.
Okay.
Right.
So I need to think about that too.
So that's mainly the reason why.
Okay.
Okay, so there's like a lot of things going on here. I think adding the path helps. Moving it over, maybe we don't need this much space on this side. We could do something like that.
Yeah, I know where he's coming
Then
from.
I want to take all of this stuff back here and like move it back in value. I don't want it to be so dark. Here.
I'm actually gonna weight that like that instead. These critiques are rough, but they're not rough. So this is an interesting question to you guys. Is that for those of you who have read Changeling Children and you do know why this is here, right?
And then what I can do is take this stuff.
How do I make this narrative more clear? Is the question, right?
And darken it.
That's the
Darken that.
question.
And I can take this. And I can lighten it so it goes back. Alright, I'm trying to just create groupings here. And then I think this needs to be darker too. Somewhere between these two values.
That's the question. So let me expand upon this sketch here. This is what we're going to do now.
Okay. And all this stuff with this, the underside of this could be darker. Underside of that could be darker. Actually, I think this could just be.
They glow. Unfortunately, some of his he's just forgetting
I
what
actually
my
think-
pitch is.
We're just trying to accomplish too much. We're trying to like do too much here. Like I think this. If we just got rid of this.
I'm curious to see what he says.
Okay.
I wish I could
And
speak
then
with
we
him
got
in
rid of
person,
this
you know, like,
treasure
because I think
chest
that these
as
critiques
well,
would
and then
go
we got rid of this. I wanna
would
try to,
go
like, I
better.
want to start from like scratch with some of the narrative bits here. Okay, so let's say we have this, right? Like, what can I do back here to really sell the narrative of those mushrooms? I think what we need to do is have like groupings of them along the pathways and stuff like that.
So this is what a professional art critique looks like in a studio environment, just
Right,
for
we
anybody
really
who
just
is
sell it because
curious.
they're like all over the place. It's everywhere, right? And And then what we need to do is, instead of trees, maybe everything back here in this frame is...
I need to keep the trees, though. I respect his critique there, but the trees have to stay.
And then there's like maybe like a big one that like comes off the frame.
I do like his
This
additional
comes up.
composition here, though. I'm gonna bring this up just a little bit more.
Okay, and then we don't see the top of this. We'll cut that off.
I can see where he's going, but because he doesn't know the settings
so I'm trying to
super
really,
well,
like, hone in on that narrative.
I have
We're
to-
gonna do mushrooms. Let's really
Sir,
do them. And
this
just, like,
cat,
have it
he's
be
beating
part
me
of the
up.
composition in a bigger way. And so there, and then for this we can do like the darker underside value where
he's so stinky. He poops. Ew, my cat's gross. Okay, so let me. This is an easy thing to fix. Fortunately, he was like, "Let's add a bunch of bushes," and I'm like, "Absolutely, I agree with that." I think that that is a super good idea, and not a bad thing to include. Watch your feet. Why are you all tangled in everything, dude? Please.
and then from here what you can do is like take this, that, this.
No, he's so stinky.
Here.
Holy shit, this cat is so stinky. God damn, he's so smelly.
Okay, and then we can do like a slight fog pass.
Sir, why do you have to come and be on me when you poop?
Like separating that out a little bit.
He's like, I love you. And I'm
we
like,
can even then go
okay.
back, right, and like add in between here and here is like a secondary value of
Okay, so what do I do
right, and,
here
like, start
now?
to layer these things.
Because I do need the trees. This is important for the narrative.
And then maybe in the foreground, there's like, I don't know, something like that. Okay, I hope that helps.
No, Michael.
All right,
No, and then of course I
Let's see
can't
what-
go back to the...
Sure, we have
Why would it do this? Okay, can I download this bastard? Yes. Okay, great. All right, let me go back to the time. Whoops, this is my social media. Back to the music. Let me turn the music back on. Okay, so let me tweak this. Let's see, and I downloaded this video. So now what I'm going to do is, as this thing opens, I'm going to go to my part of the critique.
Alright, so let's go ahead and directionality, but when you start to erase
Pause this.
for this thing, and then that's
Can we pause this? Because I like the elements, the foreground, midground, background elements that he put in here. I just have to figure out a way to do it in a way that is, okay, so I'm gonna have to erase some of these. All right, here we go. So I don't want to get rid of some of these elements because I've already, well, I can remove them here. So let me get rid of this. I like the other mushroom that's there already, so I'm not gonna like super change everything. So I think the rest of this stream is probably going to be me adjusting this, which is just fine. ain't the worst. So I gotta figure out what to omit and what to keep, right? Because that's the thing with critique. It's just like with editing, where you may or may not be, you know, implementing every single thing that the person says, because that's just the way that it goes, right? And I'll explain myself a little bit better once I submit the critique to, or like the response to his critique and this assignment to him about what's going on. And if so what I need to do is, I think he assumes that there's a certain part of the narrative that is the focus point, but I need to show him that the other part of the narrative is also the focus point. So point being is, he's like, let's focus on the mushrooms, and I'm like, well, the mushrooms are a cool element, however, they're not the focal point of this particular scene. Like, if I'm gonna make the treasure chest because it's got stuff in it, you know what, honestly, you know what, he's right. I don't even care. I can actually just, we're gonna omit this. I'm gonna go for it. It doesn't necessarily need to be in this image, and that's okay. Like, that's the reality of it. Mr. Man, can you stop trying to eat my tablet? So let me go back through here. I'm gonna clean this up. I'm gonna save this image here. It's gonna be kind of crazy to watch the progression of this thing as we go. Because I want there to be more foliage in this area than just mushrooms. Like, I definitely respect where he's coming from, but there's got to be more than just mushrooms. Because that's just not how this environment works. And I think visually it's going to look a lot cooler if it's not that way. Okay, so that being said, if we've got these little guys, let me get these on the ground. Let me see. These teachers are so much better than any art teachers that I've ever had. And I'm so mad because I went to an art school that was really shitty. And if I could have just gone to this art school, I can't even imagine. Yeah, I can't imagine. Because I want there to be weird topiaries and things like that. Like, this is a really important part of the environment. Actually, I want this to be thicker. I know he's like, I'm trying to do too much, but I think it'll work out. He'll be surprised. But I know we did this mushroom earlier, and I'm trying to not erase too much out of the already existing composition here. But I think this is going to need an overhaul after I move things around. So let me, I thought that I was going to stick a little spider web back here, but I think it actually muddles the composition too much. Like if I were to do instead like this. That synth sound tickled my ears in like the best way possible. Yeah, my art would be so much better than it is. It is actually really infuriating to me, thinking about how I effectively lost out on time because my teachers were less than good. I don't even know if they'd be able to handle me at that school if I were teaching classes, like... If I were actually teaching classes and not just, like, fucking phantom scheduled for stuff. Hold on now, let me think about it. No, this is not quite right. Compositionally, this is kind of rough. We go better, 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 better. I can actually just take this and do the same thing I did earlier. I need to get rid of this though. So it goes like that, and then let me get some of these little weirdos on here. This is rough. I just finished my flash fiction prompt. Prompt was missed and the word was, or count was 70 words. Woo! Yeah, wow, that's rough. Yeah, 70 words is like nothing. Okay. This cat's so stinky. So now let me see. I'm gonna drag this over here just so that I can see. Okay, Mr. Man, can you lay down so I can draw, please? I need you to put your whole booty down. He's like, don't manhandle me. And I'm like, yeah, well. So now the question is, yeah, no, I understand where he's going. He's coming from. Never mind. I'm gonna have to reorganize my composition. It just makes me, like, I don't want to, like, feel, I shouldn't feel self-confident because I'm, wow, I shouldn't feel self-conscious, that's the word that I'm looking for, because I recognize that, you know, I am a student, and ultimately, like, that's why I'm here to learn, but then it makes me feel like, you know, I'm never gonna make it into the industry as a video game creator because there are things that I miss and my work is not that great. You know, it's like I could be making stuff that's so much better, but I'm just not there yet. And I just want to get out of this damn fucking I live in freelance town life. It makes me so anxious. And I don't want to be there anymore. I just want to go and work a studio job and actually be able to, like, live, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, I would be so overjoyed if I could actually just get into the industry and not have to worry about this anymore. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, so now let me look at this and think about it. I read the original person story. Wow, I admire people who write flash fiction. Yeah, that's insane. I could not do something in such a short amount of time. Like, that would be nuts. This needs some more curvature. And this feels too crowded. So let me, hold on. I've got to make this work for my composition, not for his sketch here. So let me, it's alright if things get kind of clustered up. Or, well, I need to be careful here, actually, because... Okay, there's a bush. Give me just a second to try and, like... figure out what I'm doing here. This needs to be bigger. Hello, hand, please. I'm gonna go like this. Come on, hand. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. He wants to pull stuff. I see what he means. But, okay, hold on, I need to look at this. And I need to look at my original drawing. I can't lose sight of it. me think. It's a shame because I really like this little guy. And part of it is like I don't want to lose my original vision, you know? But if it's what's gotta happen, it's what's gotta happen. This is rough. Because I do want there to be, like, other kinds of trees and stuff, because it's not just about the shrooms. So, what I need to do is... Actually, there needs to be more canvas. Oh my god. Alright. See, now, I still feel like there we go. I need more rule of thirds here. This is better. Need to move that bad boy over. Because there's ground. And now I need to figure out how to draw trees. Gross! Alright. also do like maybe like a little little branch here. Because the thing is I want this whole area to feel super claustrophobic. Because that's kind of the point. I'm gonna pull that like that. Okay, I think it's starting to happen. We're starting to get into a good spot. Okay, so I just need to make sure that I have more of these things. All in this same area. Oops. This needs to stay. Fill this in so that I can kind of see what's going on here. All right. Okay, so these little glowy flowers, I need more of them, but I only want them around this base here, so I'm gonna wait. I need more of these over here. Mushies. I understand where he's coming from in terms of like design. The hard part is implementing it and still keeping what I'm going on, or what I've got going on. I'm not usually a frozen pizza person, but stuffed crust DiGiorno slaps. Good to know. Good to know. Alright, now I gotta figure out what I want to do. I'm really attached to this damn topiary, but I think unfortunately, it's gotta go. This can kind of stay down here, and I can have kind of like a weirdly, like, door-shaped bush. So not me just completely destroying this entire environment. I wish that he would have said something. Maybe that's why I'm irritated. I wish he would have said something in the isometric drawing. And not waited until, like, literally just now to be like, oh, I think there's too much going on here. And to be fair, maybe he didn't see it until just now, but, like, it would have been nice. Would have been really nice. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Okay, let me bring this. I need to look at my reference. Come here, buddy. Be careful to not need too much. This is all gonna make sense. Sometimes you just have to have a bunch of squiggles, and that is how you function, right? Okay, so we got lots of bushes now. So this is like way more claustrophobic than it was before, but in a different way, I guess. Okay. rid of this line. I'm also gonna get rid of this tree. Bushes! That's all I gotta say, it's just there's so many bushes. Okay. So now I need to draw in like a million mushies. Bring that in all nice, and then okay, so this is a completely different composition than what we had before, clearly. I'm just gonna focus on drawing all the caps of the mushrooms in as quickly as I can. And then I will move them. And have little stems coming out of them. At that point. Okay, slowly this is kind of happening, though. Yeah, I understand where he's coming from. The question is going to be in the future is if I'm working on pieces like this, you know, how do I, when working with the environment like this, I guess I'm so used to having like what I would call like character-driven narrative pieces, you know, so it's very rare for me to just have just the environment, and that's really what's throwing me, I think. Is how do I make certain things in the environment a character? You know what I mean? Like, because in this case, it's the gazebo is the character. So, kind of an interesting... interesting thing here. I'm going to bring this up so that there's overlapping form. So without that overlapping form, you can't tell depth. Alright. It's slowly coming, I think. Oh, I crunched my back and it felt real good and I don't want to work on this anymore. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Let me know how you say your username, my friend. But I appreciate it a lot. We're working on a fantasy environment for my environments class for school. So we got like it's like a fairy forest kind of a vibe going on. We redid the entire composition of this image, so this is what we've been working on this whole time today. I'm very happy with the new composition, though. I think it works really well. Nekos, thank you! Sometimes me and my brain and letters, we aren't friends. I never want to, like, butcher somebody's username on stream, you know what I mean? That would be very sad. Mushies, mushies, mushies. Mushies, mushies, mushies. Yep, so it's slowly coming along. I'm trying to figure out, I think I am going to add some more of these little glowing tulips to other places as well. Because I want to make sure, like, the whole vibe, I think. Well, so the question is, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe the values will speak for itself. The lighting will speak for itself. I just need to stay focused on it. I don't want to add too many of these glowing tulips to places, and then it pulls away the narrative flow from it. It looks so whimsical and fun. Oh, thank you. It's actually, like, definitely one of those double-edged sword things because it is very cute until it's very not cute. That's kind of the vibe of this place. I wrote a series of middle grade books for ages 8 to 11, and it follows this kid named Brady, and at some point he does get indeed trapped inside the Fairy King's maze because his aunt used to be married to the Fairy King, and then she effectively escaped the marriage, and he is very unhappy about it. So he's like, wouldn't it be funny if I trapped all you guys in this maze? That'd be really funny. Brady's like, it is not funny. Okay, let me add some more, like, I think some more, like, rocks. I don't know, maybe not. I'm gonna have, like, these be, like, kind of worn, like, stones. Let me get some actual texture on these rocks. Yes, yeah, you can check out all of my books if you're interested in them on my website. I just dropped the link into the Twitch chat. But I've been publishing for a little while. My next book actually comes out in October, which is pretty dope. I'm very excited about it. I have so much social media stuff to do for it, and I am not excited about. That's like my least favorite part about book launches. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I write a lot of fantasy, and I started writing like for younger audiences mostly, so it was like all middle grade age stuff, like kind of like Lemony Snicket feeling like age stuff. And then as I've continued to write, I've slowly moved into more like adult fiction. Q, I don't know where I'm gonna get all of these bazillion Amazon reviewers that I need. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Speaking of that, I am upsetty spaghetti because I understand why the pre-order or like the marketing companies need so many reviews, but also 20 seems like it's not like it seems like a lot. It's a lot for an indie author. Trying to convince people to leave reviews on Amazon is hard. Okay. Alright, so this is clearly a... Okay, so again, this is where we started. Yeah, that's where we started. And this is where we're at. So this is a totally different image. Yeah, like, I don't know how many more ways I can, like, bribe people. I'm like, please. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this back on. And so now we get to go back to this. Yeah, I really hope so. That would be pretty dope if the Herkiad people would, for sure. Because some of them, like, I've gotten a couple of ARC readers from that, which is pretty cool, but I know that people are trying to time the releases to be like, you know, because you have that one challenge that's like, read a book during its launch month. And so I'm hoping that that's what people are waiting for, is that, oh, like, I can't read this book until it's, like, it comes out during its launch, so I'm gonna wait until then, and then I'm gonna go read the book. Which would make a lot of sense, but... So gross. Yeah, this is slowly coming. I think he was right though. He had said like you're trying to do too much, which is valid. It is probably what was happening. So I just have to like back it up. Yeah, that or a book that was crowdfunded, or a book, yeah, directly from indie author. Yep, exactly. True. You could stick it in a lot of places on the bingo board. That is very, very true. Okay, let me finish these mushrooms again. We're gonna try and get these little dudes filled in. Yeah, the composition on this is a lot stronger. And that's okay. Damn mushrooms. That's just all I gotta say. Yeah. It's tough because I know narratively at this point Brady is like coming up on a gazebo, and that gazebo has that stupid treasure chest that has like swords in it, and the Fairy King is just like, have fun I guess, and it's like, I don't want to fight to the death in here. Thanks though. He's like, well, it's too damn bad. Valerian really is something else. I don't... I don't know why he's like this. Actually, yes, I do. He's weird as fuck. That's why. I can't imagine that Liz had fun during that period. You know what I'm saying? While she was, like, married to him? Like, I don't imagine that that was, like, a nice time. And not because necessarily, like, he was abusive, but because it just doesn't feel like it's her vibe. Does that make sense? Also, I'm pretty sure Liz is, like, closeted lesbian anyway, and then, you know, I'm sure she, like, really liked Vassal a lot, but I don't think it was in the way that she thought, if that makes sense. Poor Liz. She doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know what's happening. It's so funny. The book is really, 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 really good, Nekos, I promise. It's so silly. If you like really silly D&D books, this is definitely the book for you. The main character is a bisexual disaster with 2 brain cells, so if that sounds like the right thing, it's really good. I'm looking for people to review the book on Amazon when it comes out on the 31st of October. And so if you're interested in getting a free copy of the book to do that, let me know, because I can definitely point you in the right direction. And I need all the help that I can get. Even if you don't finish the book, that's okay. You know, just like going on there and being like, yeah, you know, I really liked it, and this is what I did. I enjoyed. Is really helpful to me because it allows me to use marketing tools that I don't have access to otherwise. We live in a low pressure environment over here for sure. Yeah, I think for Liz, if I were to write any kind of sequels, like if we have to ask what Liz is doing in the like Blockhead book, what she's actually doing is she is like living in the woods somewhere, building a log cabin so that she never has to deal with anyone ever again. Does that make sense? She has become that one lady from, like, the one painter lady that lives in the woods in Kiki's Delivery Service. That's Liz. Oh, I am mad because it's actually happening. Oh, thank you. Negos, that's so nice, my friend. That is really, really kind. Also, congrats on being an English Lit major, though. That's so fun. Love, love, love. Big mood, though. Yeah, can you imagine? She's like, I'm gonna go live out there. Don't bother me. I want to make jelly. Okay, so this is definitely starting to, like, I think, come together a little bit better. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the vision. What is the new book about? So the new book, it follows the main character. His name is Darius, and he is a vampire king. He's been a king of his kingdom for like 400 years, but he's really, really, really bad at his job. And the reason he ended up becoming a vampire is because he was waiting for the soul of his crush, effectively, to reincarnate. And when she did, he found out that she's not really interested in him at all. And in the meantime, he's just waiting and waiting and waiting for her to reincarnate, and he completely neglects all of his duties as king. So the entire area becomes overrun with vampires and hags and a bunch of nasty things that go bump in the night. And eventually he's approached by an inquisitor who is effectively like kind of like a religious cop. And he is like, hey dude, so you have caused massive amounts of issues in this area, and you have two choices. You can either come with me to fix it, or I can literally turn you into a burnt piece of toast. So Darius decides that it's probably for the best to go with him and try and fix some of the issues that he's made. All the while, he's dealing with a really nasty, like, being in the middle of a breakup with a different vampire ex-boyfriend and having a new crush all at the same time. So the book is a lot about him growing up and learning what it means to actually move on and mature, while also they're going on like a D&D quest to solve a mystery of like a cult. But it's definitely not a romance book, so that's something to keep in mind. It's a lit RPG fantasy, so it feels more like a game of Dungeons and Dragons than it does like a romance book, if that makes sense. So, but it's very silly. Darius is very, very dumb, and he just wants life to be happy, and I think he's been, waiting for a really long time for good things to start happening to him, but he didn't realize that I think he was like his own worst enemy, kind of self-sabotaging in a way, and he didn't even know. But yeah, definitely, growing up, maturing, and finding love are the three major themes of this book. See, part of me is like, you should stop streaming now, but then part of me is like, okay, well now I need to finish filling in all the colors so that way I can see what this thing looks like before I put lighting on it. So I recognize, I acknowledge that stream should be done, but also I'm gonna try and fly through this and see if I can... I don't need to worry about that too bad yet. My cat is asleep on my lap. Nice! I'm so excited to see what the hell Paul is. I want to know if they lied to you. I want to know. What if he ends up being like 99% pointer and then 1% Chihuahua? What if it's like... What if he's a black lab? You're like, this is not the dog that they said it was. Oh yeah, true, that's right. I forgot that labs are like on that like service dog list. I wonder why, because like as far as I understand, and like correct me if I'm wrong, like labs are kind of tough to train just because they're really excitable, if that is the case. But I could be full of brain soup and I could be wrong. I don't know like that much about dog breeds though. Because, like, once they learn the thing, they learn the thing. But getting them to learn the thing is the difficult part. Okay, so slowly this is kind of coming together. Get these big bushes in here. Oh, I see. Gotcha. So then maybe what I'm thinking of is that people who poorly train their labs, the dogs are bored. Yeah, that's, yep, gotcha. You beat me to the thought. Yeah, they're like, they get bored and then they destroy. That makes sense. Danger. Same with pit bulls. Oh yeah, pit bulls are great. They get overstimulated or are poorly trained, and then that's when they become a problem. I totally agree. Yeah, I think about, too, in particular, about how, like, a lot of people keep pitties in really inhumane conditions. And like, people, I think, would not even think of them as inhumane, right? But I think about, like, 900 square foot apartment, 5 pit bulls. And it's like, if I was a human, I wouldn't be happy living all crammed up like that. And then they get surprised when the dog gets snappy, and it's like, yeah, dude, there's not enough space for it to live. You know, like, no wonder it's upset. And then on top of that, you didn't really train it at all. Yeah, people forget, I think, pit bulls used to be nanny dogs. Like, they used to be there to take care of and guard children. So, people just got lazy. They didn't want to train them anymore. And then, of course, you have people who were intentionally breeding bully breeds for like fighting and things like that, which is really shitty. Oh, Mr. Man, you're so cute. You're so cute, and you're just so nice and gentle. Tatsu's just like literally passed out on my leg. He's so tired. I am working on my knees. I can't. You're like, well, sorry, I'm not getting up. I can't move. Bummer. Okay, I think after I finish cleaning up all the weird stuff that was like... Yeah. Okay, we're looking good. Yeah, true. Standing desk light, it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna finish putting the stuff on the little, mushy stalks. Bye, Tatsu. I love you. He's like, see you later. I'm gonna go lay down now. He's like, I just wanted to let you know that you're loved. He's such a good cat. He is a Flame Point Siamese, and I've only had him since March. He's 10 years old, so he's a little bit of an old man, and he's a rescue cat. He's got one eye, and he is literally the best cat I've ever owned in my whole life. He's so sweet. He's a little old, and now he only has half of his teeth because rescue cat. But other than that, he's a good cat. He's absolutely wonderful. Oh god, okay, hold on. I'm like so close to finishing this. I'm full of lies. I'm just gonna do it. No one can stop me. Because at least if I can get through this, then all I have to do is lay down the lighting when we work on it again, or when I work on it again on like Saturday. Old kitties are still kitties is a fact that I want to get tattooed on my body. That is very true. And he's still, yeah, he's really sweet. I'm really lucky that we got a cat with the temperament that he is. He's very intelligent and very communicative. So like when he wants to eat, he just comes up and starts punching my desk. I can get up, I can feed him his food. You know, he's not really like a very destructive cat. He doesn't claw on our couch too bad. He uses his scratching post, you know, he's just really good. I came from a house that had a cat that was effectively like, she had a bunch of like IBS issues, so she just threw up all over the place, and then also she was super violent. Like, I couldn't sing because she would come up, and if she, like, you started singing, she'd just literally start to beat the shit out of you. It was really bad. That's like my parents' cat. Technically, she was my grandpa's cat, and they adopted her when he passed away, so she's got like a bunch of weird issues. Her name is Fat Alice. She's violent. Wait a second. Yep, no, that's correct. Yeah, he's wonderful. We call him also Stinky Binky and Mr. Bubs. and Mr. Mean, and Mr. Cat. He is a man of many names. My cat used to follow me to the bathroom, push the covers on me. That's so bad. Yeah, my cat, he literally, I'll be like literally using the bathroom sitting down and he just will jump on me. And I'm like, dude, this is not sit down on my lap and love time. Just because I'm in a chair, sort of, or like what you perceive as a chair does not mean this is lap time right now. I am trying to poop, leave me alone. Okay, so now I need... I'm trying to figure out... Do I want to do this? I think this will be okay. And then I'm going to put in the dark sky. Yeah, I'm very stoked. I finally paid off all of his like dental care, so he should be like good. I have been freed of kneeling. Paul has relinquished your legs. I'd be curious to do like a DNA test on Tatsu too, because they listed him as a Siamese mix, but I don't think he's a mix. If I had to give a guess. I think that they assume that he's a mix because he's got the apple head characteristics, and I'm like, no, he's just an apple head flame point, I'm pretty sure. My grandma had a flame point, and his name was Ninky. I don't know why my grandma, she like gave such aggressive names to her cats, and I'm like, why did you have to do that to him? Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do this like this. I'm like, that sounds like that you named the cat a Jim Carrey noise, if that makes sense. Like, I want him to like look at the cat and be like, Minky Gingy Manka Hana Hanai, and then that's how you communicate with the cat. It's like, it's just Count Olaf from that one Jim Carrey version of the movie. I'm like, who does that to their cat? The answer, my grandma. I need to go and watch the Series of Unfortunate Events show with Neil Patrick Harris again, because that shit was elite. People are like, how do you do a good book to film an adaptation? I'm like, that. Whatever that was, that. Okay, and I know that he's gonna be like angry. But I think because Neil Patrick Harris is a children's book author, I think he has a really good idea of how that should have gone down. I think he was the reason that was successful. Not because, of course, he authored it himself, but because he knew, he's like, oh, well, I have a children's book series, and if I were to have it adapted, I would want it to be as accurate to the source material as possible. So... okay, we're almost there. This is looking a lot better. They really are hard to come by. You are totally right. I'm trying to think of, like, other ones that were, like, really, really, really good. Because I think a lot of people are like, it's the Lord of the Rings, and I'm like, not really, though. Like, they weren't bad, but I wouldn't say that they were like, wow, they're good, you know? And then I feel like The Hobbit was even worse. That was not good. Yeah, exactly. They're good movies, but they're not good adaptations. Yeah, which is not necessarily a bad thing, right? Like, I feel like Peter Jackson did what he could with the time that he was allowed, because, like, I can't even imagine trying to tackle adapting something that big. Like, what are you even supposed to do? Apparently, The Wild Robot is hella good, though. And actually, you know what? You want to talk about one of the best book adaptation films out there? How to Train Your Dragon. That shit is quality. That is some quality content. But apparently, yeah, speaking of animated book adaptations, The Wild Robot is apparently exceptionally good. I'm very excited to go and see it. I think it comes out on Friday, so... Emma. Nice. Okay, I'll have to check that one out, too. I don't think I've watched that one. Now I'm gonna go Google. Oh, yeah, nice. Oh, yeah, because it's a Jane Austen. Yeah, cool. I tend to avoid the Austens. I just really don't like Jane Austen, which is funny to me. But I'm sure that the film is great. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like her writing style. And I guess I just don't find, like, a lot of the stuff that she writes about to be, relatable. Oh, yeah, totally. Yes, 1995 Pride and Prejudice. I will go to bat for that one, though. You're right, though, Q. You're right. Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, it never really caught me. It's difficult for me to, I guess, fall in love with... Whoops, hold on. Straight up pulled my headphones out of my computer. I guess, like, yeah, for me it's like, the story just doesn't catch me, and I think it's really like this is like family drama, and like, this is about, you know, like, it is a lot about young women, especially like in Pride and Prejudice. You know, you have women taking power over who they are and their relationships, which is really cool. Not to say that that's a bad theme at all. I just don't relate to it in any way, so it's really difficult for me to, like, get invested in the story. Definitely not to say that Jane Austen was a bad writer at all, because she was. Very talented. And also, too, to be able to make a name for yourself in a time in which literature was dominated by men, also very, very impressive. Definitely just not for me in particular, I guess. It's the same reason I don't really like fairy tales, I guess. Or like fairy tale retellings, like you gotta like really get me with something unique. Because I love fairy tale retellings. I'm working on Appetite right now, which is a little brother and sister retelling. But like the standard like princess narrative is also very difficult for me to be excited by. I appreciate it in certain contexts, but like, Like, my favorite fairy tales are like Hans the Hedgehog, or there are certain exceptions. Like, I'm a huge fan of Jean Cocteau's adaptation of Beauty and the Beast. I think that, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful fairy tale adaptation films ever made. It's so pretty. And certain modern fairy tales do capture me, like Legend or Labyrinth. But the traditional, like, Disney format fairy tale is also difficult for me to like. I need it to be, like, fresh. That's what I'm looking for. Yes, I agree. Maleficent was fucking great. That was probably one of the better live action adaptations, or like, I don't even want to call it an adaptation because it wasn't. It was one of the smartest moves that Disney could have made at the time, and I know that they tried to continue that success with Cruella, and it failed. Because I think they got lost in the sauce. They didn't know what their plot was. And it's tough to take a villain like Cruella and have her be effective as a protagonist, because, like, the woman wanted to kill dogs. Like, there's no redeeming factor there. You know, at least Maleficent, you're like, why is she doing what she do? And then, you know, they were able to create a story that backs up that information about, you know, who she was and what her motives were, which I thought was very effective. But yeah, I don't think you can redeem Dogcoat Lady. It just seems like, that seems like a weird play. She just wanted to attend a damn party. Yeah, she's just not a sympathetic villain. Yeah, it's like, there's no way. Like, I don't know. It was a weird flex. Disney, I don't know. And the costuming for that film was beautiful. Super beautiful. I thought that certain side characters, like, what are their names? Horace and the other henchman. Those two guys, brilliant. Loved them. I loved their dialogue. They were so fun. And they were very sympathetic. It was like, you know, they were seeing this woman get put down in the industry, and they were like, you know, no, we want her to be able to be herself, be unique. You know, we're going to stick with her because she stuck with us, you know, and it's like, oh, okay, I can see that, you know, it's kind of nice, but yeah, very weird. I'd maybe have to try and give reading, I think, Pride and Prejudice again, to try and like it. I recognize I, like, prefer other, authors from the period, or shortly after. Like, I prefer, like, Shelley. Or George Eliot. Actually, I've not read any of George Eliot's work, so I can't speak on George Eliot. But definitely Stoker, Shelley, Stevenson. I love how that's that accurate. Like, I love that. It's like, it's literally just the book. Love that for them. Love that accuracy. And that's really how it should have been all along. That's how book adaptations should just go. Yeah, I'll have to watch it a little bit and see. I'll keep you updated and let you know if it, like, gets me in the good spot, or if I'm like, like I can't get through it, you know? It's literally line for line. That is so impressive. Okay, yes, book adaptation standards, that. It's that. Okay, so I definitely went over on stream time. Schwupsie. That's all I gotta say. Schwupsie. I will still have some stuff to do on this, but that's okay. That sounds like a me problem for later. We can have a watch party. I'll have to put it on while I'm working on filling in these damn spreadsheets. Because I'm sure you can find it on the internet, probably, I would be willing to bet. Alright, well, that is a lot of progress, comparatively. So again, that's where we started. This is where we're at. So I'm definitely a lot happier with this. I'm going to keep working on this. I got to do the lighting. Oh, thank you, Nekos. I appreciate it. No, I unfortunately have to go. I have to go and do my actual job and get paid money, real people money. So I'm gonna go and do that, and let me see. Yeah, I'm like looking at my schedule. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye, get that money. Thank you. I don't know if you follow Nekos. You might. I am really bad with my memory. But if you don't, feel free to drop a follow. I appreciate it, and I appreciated you being in here. You were awesome. It was really cool to meet you. If I haven't met you before, my brain is soup. Oh, thank you for that follow. I appreciate it. We stride ever closer to the 400 goal. We're very close. And then I do a book giveaway. But yeah, I'll be back, let's see, today's Thursday. I'll be back on Monday to do more school, so I'll be working on this most likely, and or alternatively, I'll be working on doing character thumbnails, which I'm way more comfortable with, and I'm very excited to do. So I will see you all later. Good luck with whatever you have to work on for the rest of the week, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye-bye.